think it's flashdrivepros.net or .com, but they actually work exclusively on flash drives, which for some reason I get more calls on data recovery from flash drives. I guess because I live next to but three different colleges or in the area
Hmm.
that I live in, but people are saving their data on flash drives, and they're pulling the flash drive out, and uh, lo and behold, it's data's gone, and these guys have been pretty much amazing with getting data recovered, at least for me.
Huh.
So
Yeah, I've never had a call for that yet on myself, honestly.
I've gotten at least six. I'd say at least six in the past 3 months. So
Neat. Okay.
yeah.
That's good to know.
The very first time I got a call, I didn't know who to go to. I didn't know who to call. I simply did a Google search on these guys. I found them. I got on the phone with them. 20 minutes into the conversation, the guy's like, "Yeah, man, just send it over to me. Even if they can fix it, it doesn't charge you any money. Your client waits 3, 4 days for it to get back to them. So it's a pretty sweet deal for everybody. And if you want to sell their services, there's an affiliate program. So you got to check them out if you get any calls for that kind of service.
Yeah, that sounds good. Good tip.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to bring up tonight that we haven't covered yet?
No, I think we've gone over pretty much everything I wanted to talk about, unless you guys had any questions or
Steve, did you
anything
have
for
any
me.
questions that you can think of for Eric?
No, sounded great. Very informative.
Yeah, it's been great. A lot of a lot of information to go over, especially really got me thinking about my website and how horrible. How well, I don't know. It works good for my area. I don't have a whole lot of competition. I think I've shown my competition before, and it's not too bad. But yeah, it's definitely something that we should all be looking at more.
Totally.
Eric, your site looks good, man. I mean, I like it. It's clean, it's concise. You first page, first glance, you have your phone number up top, you have your prices. I mean, you have your call to action, which is either email me now or pick up the phone. I think that if it works for you, use it. The only reason why I used a WordPress site was I thought that I was going to be posting a lot of information for my viewers. So what you have going on, man, it looks good. I like it.
Where'd you get
Oh,
that,
thanks.
Eric?
I got that at the Tech Site Builder, which is part of you can buy right off here on Podnutz. And honestly, it's worked really good for me. I just I sometimes, especially when I'm on the podcast, I like to, people say siliconwrench.com, I'd like to have something a little different to look at there every now and then when people go there, so let's add some content to it sometime.
No, and one.
Go ahead, Eric. Go ahead, Eric. Sorry.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, wouldn't it be awesome if Eric S said, "Yeah, Eric, your site's really bad," and then
Well,
not knowing that it was the Tech Site Builder, but no, we have an update coming up. So, anyway, go. What were you gonna say, Eric S?
No, with all honesty, it looks good. I like the fact that you have that call to action. You have your phone number in large, bright white font, and it immediately makes me want to either send you an email or pick up the phone and call you. So if it works for you, keep using it, man.
yeah, and it ranks good actually without having a lot of links. It ranks really good on Google. But like I'm a small town. It works good for here.
Nice. I'm actually going through the source code right now as we were talking about that. So it
Oh,
looks
don't
good.
look at that! Don't look at that! Don't look at that! That's a mess. It's behind the curtain.
No, it looks good. Everything looks in order.
Cool. You are Eric.
We've got one question in the chat room.
Sure.
Wanting to know if uses Yellow Pages at all as for advertising.
Personally, I don't. If they're talking about Yellow Pages, yp.com, then yes, I would say it's good if you get it at a good rate, which the rate always changes depending on the representative you speak with. But if you get it at a good rate, yp.com can and would be good for you because people are on mobile devices and there's a yp.com app and a lot of people use it. But to be in the physical phone book, I think people use that more for like firewood or something. I don't know anybody else that advertises in the phone book. So
I agree.
And I would have to say I don't advertise in the phone book, but I do get calls from the phone book just having I think I get a free ad in the Yellow Pages part along with my business, just like a business directory. But I do get calls from the phone book from elderly people, people in the high rises. And when their internet's down, that's what they grab.
yeah, I've sort of catered to yp.com would, in my opinion, if I had to choose between one or the other, I would just pick, in my opinion, yp.com because of the mobile access and of the amount of traffic it gets. So
Yeah.
you might want to speak with whoever you're buying it from, though.
when I first started up, I bought an ad in a Yellow Pages in a different town. That I was getting a lot of business out of that town, and honestly say for the money I spent, I got no return on spending an ad in the physical Yellow Pages in that one.
Ouch. That's something we'll learn as we're going along and trying these different advertising and marketing avenues. There's so much available. There's online, there's prints, there's if you have the money to do a commercial. I know that New to You PC has a commercial on, so I thought that was pretty neat and awesome. But if you can get it at a good rate, if you're going to get a lot of coverage from it, it is definitely justified and you should do it. I think it's better to take the risk and say, oh, well, it didn't work, than rather not take the risk and never expand out. So
Yeah. It's kind of nice to listen to podcasts like this where we can give our experiences in some of these marketing areas. So you don't have to be the guinea pig and go out and spend some money and don't get any return on it. You can listen to what works with other people, and maybe there's somebody who's in a similar situation as you were when you were starting out, and then, well, it worked for them, and maybe it'll work for you too. But at least that way you got some idea of how things have worked for others.
yeah, the best thing I can say is do your market research, pick up the phone, see what other guys are doing in the area, and try and do it better than them. That's the trick to it.
Yeah.
Cool.
But
all right, Eric, you want to wrap it up? Eric A.
Thanks a lot, Eric S., for being such a wonderful guest tonight. It was very comforting for me, being my first time hosting on here, to have somebody with a lot of information to give us. That helped out a lot. And I personally learned a lot just sitting here asking some questions, and you basically asking the questions that I wanted to know. I hope everybody else wanted to hear the same things. Going off of what you were saying, I just listened to this kind of. I learned stuff. I'd like to let everybody know I use the text site builder and give that a try. I've also, when I very first started, I bought the laptop repair videos from Podnutz, and they give those a try too if you're just starting out. A lot of these resources are gonna help you, and a lot of times you're not going to be as confident doing things yourself for the first time. So to have a laptop repair video before you've ever cracked open a laptop, or you get past that point and you're ready to start a business and you want a website and you don't know how to do it, this stuff makes it so much easier. And keep listening to podcasts and Podnutz, just to the easy information. You don't have to read books. You can learn all this stuff just by listening.
no, I agree absolutely. The different tools that Podnutz provides, at least with the tech builder, the tech site, and the chat room, is very useful, and it's helped me a lot. A lot of contributors, a lot of useful information, and I've been able to provide what I know on there as well. So it works out.
Yeah, thank you for your contributions there, Eric. That's one thing I don't do enough is spend time in the chat room. I don't type as well as I do talk, I think.
If anybody wants to find the Podnutz chat room, it's actually, he's talking actually about the lounge at podnutz.com/lounge. Check it out. We have an IRC there that's it's been there for a long time actually, and the TeamSpeak gets a lot of the publicity as of late, but there is a chat room there and there's people in it like Eric and Highlander and other guys. So go check it out, and it's at podnutz.com/lounge. You can't miss it, right on the front page there. Cool. So, Eric S., is there any last comments or anything you would like to say or plug or promote before we end off?
Just, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it again. The Podnutz community has helped me out a lot, and I look forward to contributing more on here and being on the chat. And if you ever guys want to have me back on, I'd be more than happy to do that.
Sweet. I appreciate it. It was a good show.
Awesome.
Eric, I'll turn it back over to you. You could end off officially.
Okay.
Anything you want to say?
I just also want to say that you can find Eric S. at itconflict.com. Check out his website there. If you don't know what your website's going to look like, man, this is a great one to look at and see all the stuff he has going on. You can find me at siliconwrench.com, and on Google Plus at Eric Ardini or Silicon Wrench. And I just want to thank everybody for listening tonight. I think that's it. Yeah, I don't know what else. I don't know.
It was so good up to the last second. No, I'm just kidding.
Just cut that.
Yeah. You didn't think up of a clever ending, huh? Like my
No, I
clever ending that this is the most boring thing that I've always say every time. I thought you'd come up with some clever ending. Like,
I don't.
don't worry about it, man. I'm kidding.
sorry.
All right, well, so let's just say that's it for Podnutz Daily for this week. See you next time.